Now at 5, charges are filed in a deadly downtown Carthage crash. Plus, hundreds of volunteers prepare winter donations for area families in need. And
food banks nationwide brace for increased demand as the government shutdown enters its 4th week. I'm Erica Brown with more from Capitol Hill on The Impact.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Prosecutors charge a habitual DWI offender with involuntary manslaughter for a Carthage crash that killed one person and critically injured another. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. 22-year-old Mark Mendez Hernandez of Southwest City, Missouri is in jail on multiple charges, including DWI death of another and DWI serious physical injury. In total, prosecutors filed 11 charges against him. Authorities say his driving privileges have been revoked 7 times starting in 2023. The crash happened yesterday afternoon in downtown Carthage. Police spoke with multiple witnesses who say they saw Hernandez driving at a high rate of speed when he failed to stop at a stop sign. Investigators say he T-boned an SUV, forcing it into the path of a pickup truck. The driver of that SUV, 76-year-old Gail Lynn Wade, died at the scene. His passenger, Glenda Ruth Wade, was flown to a hospital in critical condition. The pickup driver suffered less serious injuries. Pineville elementary students get a lesson on how to safely exit the bus in case of an emergency. Authorities showed the students how to access the front and rear exits as well as the exits on the ceiling. They also stressed that even though they're teaching them how to exit in case of an emergency, school buses, as a general rule, are very safe vehicles for students.
Make sure that they know if there is an emergency, what they need to be doing, and the best ways to get out of the bus, the safest ways to get out of the bus. It is a requirement of the state that we have these twice a year, and this fulfills one of those times.
For another layer of safety, the new school buses are equipped with rear-facing cameras as well as front and rear-facing stop-arm cameras. Volunteers at Chase the Chill, Southwest Missouri, are beginning to gather winter clothing items such as hats, gloves, and scarves to donate to people in need. The organization has more than 350 volunteers, many of whom knit and crochet the items themselves. This is their 11th year giving back.
I had a man come up to me one time at the park where we distributed, and he thanked me. He said sometimes, he's like, this is the only warm item I get every year. And he thanked us, and he's like, I just look forward to this every year. And that just touches your heart.
Chase the Chill's major sponsors include the Joplin Public Library, Joplin Parks and Recreation, and Freeman Health Systems. They're accepting items until December 5th before sending them out to the community on December the 10th. It is certainly trending cooler anyway. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty.
Yeah, it's actually turned out to be a pretty good Wednesday for us today. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures into lower 70s, just fantastic across the region. But we have rain. We actually have a lot of rain in the forecast as we get a little bit down the road. Tomorrow night into Friday. Another chilly start. We're talking about mid-40s to kick off the day. A few mid and upper level clouds stream in late. I think lower 70s once again. Showers and a couple rumbles of thunder move in late tomorrow night and into Friday morning. Then we just switch over to periods of rain all day long on Friday. And this is going to keep our temperatures highs right around 60 degrees. Showers continue Friday night and then all the way into Saturday. So we're going to break this whole system down for you here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. It's now day 22 of the government shutdown with no end in sight. The Senate was voting today on a House-passed funding bill, but like the previous 11 times, it was likely to fail as Democrats hold out for certain health care subsidies and reversals to Medicaid cuts. Erica Brown has the latest from Capitol Hill.
On Capitol Hill Wednesday, House Democrats heard from Americans impacted by the government shutdown now entering its 4th week, including National Park Service employee James Jones.
My job is to keep the parks safe and open for folks to visit. And during this shutdown, they're still open. And that's a problem because there's not enough staff to keep the park clean and to protect the resource.
During the meeting, Democrats called out House Speaker Mike Johnson for sending members home.
Day after day, Speaker Johnson has kept House Republicans on a taxpayer-funded vacation.
But Johnson placed the blame on Democrats.
This is now the second longest government shutdown of any kind ever in the history of our country, and it's just shameful. Democrats keep making history, but they're doing it for all the wrong reasons.
With no end to the stalemate in sight, Republican lawmakers are proposing a bill that would compensate some essential federal workers, like active duty military members, with a vote as soon as Thursday.
Quit holding my veterans hostage right now.
During a visit to the VA Medical Center in Washington, D.C., VA Secretary Doug Collins said veterans are also being impacted.
I have veterans who are getting out of active duty who are trying to get their employment. They're trying to get skills. They're trying to get their new job set up. They're trying to get the tools, which our VR&E, our vocational rehab and education folks are able to do. And guess what? Right now they can't do it.
Lines at food pantries across the country, including this one in Minnesota, have grown longer since the shutdown began. And with states warning the food assistance program known as SNAP could run out of funding come November 1st, the need is expected to grow even more. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
As Republicans work to move forward with a bill to compensate certain federal workers, Democratic senators are drafting a dueling measure that would pay all federal workers. No word yet on whether that bill could get a vote. Still ahead, what you should know about changes in health insurance.
Health insurance open enrollment is underway, and doing nothing could cost you. I'm Jill Schlesinger with tips for workers and retirees.
But first, new studies link gum disease to brain damage and stroke risk. That's coming up in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, how antidepressants affect the body can vary widely based on which one you take. A study in The Lancet found different drugs impact the patient's pressure and weight in different ways. For example, some common antidepressants are linked to weight gain, while others are linked to weight loss. But researchers stress these findings should not deter people from taking antidepressants. More evidence that poor oral health might have a significant impact on cardiovascular health. New research links gum disease and cavities to stroke risk. Jared Hill has more on the latest research.
We know it's important to take care of our teeth and gums and see the dentist for regular checkups and cleanings. Now, 2 new studies published in Neurology Open Access add to growing evidence that keeping your mouth healthy may help keep the brain healthy. The first study found adults with gum disease may be more likely to have signs of damage to the brain's white matter than people without gum disease.
Gum disease is associated with a higher chance of inflammation, and inflammation has been tied to atherosclerosis as well as hardening of the small blood vessels, as we saw in this study.
Dr. Sovik Sen with the University of South Carolina led both studies. The second found having both gum disease and cavities is linked to an 86% increased risk of stroke compared to people with healthy mouths.
What the study suggested was that if you have cavities on top of gum disease, it is double trouble, means your risk of stroke or adverse heart event doubles.
Some good news.
Somebody took care of their mouth, including brushing, flossing, as well as visiting the dentist regularly for their preventative cleaning. Their risk of having a stroke dropped by as much as 81%, which is a very big finding.
With 3.5 billion people worldwide suffering with gum disease or cavities, researchers say prevention and treatment could be an important part of stroke prevention. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The study author adds that this research just shows an association and does not prove that poor oral health causes strokes. More than 795,000 people have a stroke each year in the U.S. That's according to the American Heart Association. Important information for people who track their daily steps. A Mass General Brigham study found older women who took 4,000 steps just once or twice a week had a 27% lower risk for cardiovascular disease and a 26% lower risk of death. Notably, the health benefits were linked to how many steps were taken rather than how many days a person was active. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our Pet Vet On Call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Dudek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we're going to talk about Halloween outfits and your pets.
And we got some heavy rain in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a great Wednesday for us today. Temperatures a little bit warmer, lower 70s for highs, but plenty of sunshine, just a fantastic fall-like day, about 4 to 5 degrees above our average high. We do have a big storm system heading in as we go through the next few days, but nothing out there right now. You can actually see the beginnings of this storm system kind of building out across the western third of the country, which will give us pretty good chances for rain once we get into tomorrow night. But tonight's going to be fine. We drop back low to mid 40s, so another chilly start on your Thursday. Let me walk you through the day. Morning looks fine. Mid to upper 60s by noon. And then we get some mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming in during the afternoon, but high temps fantastic. 68 in Stockton, 75 in Miami, 71 in Fredonia. Clouds continue to increase as we go through Thursday evening, even a few showers starting to pick up out to our west, and then bands of showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder move in as we go through the rest of the night into Friday morning. Nothing strong, nothing severe. Here's Friday morning, showers, moderate rain. We'll see a batch of rain kind of working through during the morning into the early afternoon, and it may kind of taper off just a bit once we get into the evening hours, and then it starts to pick back up as we get another batch, which is going to push in as we go through Friday night and then into Saturday morning. Look at just very persistent rain. So really kind of breaking this down. Thursday looks good. Friday looks wet. Nothing strong, nothing severe, just a lot of rain. So here's Saturday morning. We're going to see periods of showers continuing. So another big batch rolls through Saturday, kind of lifts through, and then we go over to kind of showery activity Saturday night. This is a slow moving system. Now we're into Sunday morning. Let's do it again. We got more rain. On and off showers throughout the day on Sunday. Then finally, this system will exit as we go into Monday, but then another front slides in as we get into Monday afternoon, so that could bring a few additional lower chance for a few scattered thunderstorms. So a lot to watch over the next several days. How much rain are we talking? Through the weekend, it should be widespread. I think most of us at least a half an inch, if not an inch. Some areas 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches. It looks like the heaviest is going to be along and south of I-44. 46 to start, 66 by noon, high temp, 73 on your Thursday. Let's jump into four-state Friday nights. High school football. We're going to go with unnecessary rough weather because we are going to have the showers. Look at the temps sitting upper 50s. Looks great right now. Great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Through the evening hours, 70s, 60s, 50s. So it gets kind of chilly. It's great right now. It's 76 in Pittsburgh, 78 at Grand Lake, near 80 in Independence. So overall, we're getting a very nice Wednesday evening on tap for us. 73 tomorrow, but only 60 on Friday. Rain Saturday, 62, 66 on Sunday with showers. Back to 75 Monday and then back into the 60s most of next week.
Meantime, we're going to need the sweatshirts and maybe the raincoats
for
a few days.
We will.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, Thanksgiving turkey costs soar as bird flu hits farms. Topping today's Consumer Watch, it's open enrollment season for both workers and retirees. With health insurance plans changing and expenses increasing, CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to help us guide through the process.
For many Americans this open enrollment season, doing exactly what you did last year could cost you money. The consulting firm Mercer expects employer-sponsored health plans on average to jump between 6 and 7%. If your coverage is through your job, determine whether your doctors and prescriptions will still be part of your current plan. If your company offers it, investigate a high-deductible health plan, which in exchange for that higher deductible offers lower premiums. To save for the larger deductible, the plan is paired with a triple tax-advantaged health savings account, meaning the money that goes into the account goes in without tax. The earnings grow without taxes, and when you pull the money out, no tax due. If you leave your job, you can take your HSA with you and even use it decades in the future. If you are age 65 or older, Medicare open enrollment is underway. From now until December 7th, you can enroll, change, or drop a Medicare Advantage Part C plan, or you can add or change a prescription drug plan. That's Part D. Whatever you elect, it's going to take effect January 1st. Spend some time with these plans because every year insurers can change the scope of benefits, cost sharing, services, and drugs that are covered, and also provider networks. Focusing on the process may save you money. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
We're about 5 weeks from Thanksgiving now, and turkey prices won't be something to be thankful for, I'm afraid. Wholesale prices are up about 40% from last year. The main reason for that, bird flu has led to fewer turkeys. According to the USDA, 195 million turkeys were raised in 2025, down 3% from 2024. Last year, the cost for a full Thanksgiving meal was about $58 for 10 people, cheaper than in 2023, but still up nearly 20% from 2020. CBS Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady says there are ways to save this Thanksgiving.
Make your list early, shop. You can even shop now, right? Yeah. Your turkey you can freeze, your canned veggies you can put in there, your baking goods you can put in your cupboard if you've got room. I also find if you actually start looking for the coupons now, you can get stuff before the holiday rush and you're sort of just throwing everything in the cart at the last second.
Here's some good news. Ingredients for side dishes like potatoes, butter, and canned corn have all stayed about the same price. And if you shop at Walmart or Aldi, they have entire grocery meal deals that they say are their lowest prices in years. A final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, hundreds of millions of dollars in goods vanish every year before they ever reach stores. Eye on America uncovers how criminals turn supply chains into an underground market and why that steal of a deal might be exactly that. Then on KOAM News at 6, McDonald County students practiced bus evacuations today as part of National School Bus Safety Week. Plus, Pitt State professor connects student photographers with community newspapers needing coverage. And in sports, a Neosho boy turns his love of athletics into a weapon against cancer. Stay with us. CBS Evening News, KOAM News at 6. Trick-or-treaters aren't the only ones who will be dressing up for Halloween. Today's question for our pet vet on call: what advice do you have for pet Halloween costumes?
Oh my goodness, the choices are immeasurable. There are so many cute outfits. You almost want one for each day. Just surf the internet, it'll give you some great ideas and they're all good. But here's the really important thing to consider: how your pet, primarily your dog, will respond to a human in costume. Because if they don't recognize this deformed ghoul coming at them, it could elicit a very severe fearful response or an aggressive attack response, protective response. Neither one is really good. So make sure your pet is okay with that. If not, then Halloween is not the holiday to share with your pets.
You know, we invite questions from anyone. If you have a question, you just send it to petvet@koamtv.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOAM News at 5. Let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. A couple of treats for you. From the Joplin Humane Society, we have this ghost white female Chihuahua, an adult named Ava. And from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, this female lab mix puppy as black as midnight on Halloween. The society says this big-eared girl is curious and playful. Her name is Cornucopia. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? Beautiful weather out there right now, but things are changing in the coming days.
Yeah, the evening's going to be great. Tonight's going to be fine. Kind of chilly, lower 40, 73 for you tomorrow, but rain, even a little bit of thunder starts to increase tomorrow night, late tomorrow night, and into Friday.
We'll look for updates. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.